The scale of this is amazing. So we are actually giving you a Google map, and they've helped us out with this, that shows us what our area looks like, the Seattle metro area. Now, if we go into overlaying that with the fires, you can see that these fires would have gone from up here in Shoreline all the way down to Snoqualmie. That is how large an area we're talking about. This is not a new story, but this story has gotten a lot bigger.
Out here, it's not just the country anymore. This is the interface, rural land increasingly dotted with homes and businesses, eventually growing into towns and cities. No, this is not California, not even this week. These shots taken over the summer above Rochester, Washington along I-5. Homes and businesses lost.
I've never seen anything like this or even come this close to threatening our livelihood up there.
Then there was the Norse Peak fire that threatened the Crystal Mountain Ski Resort, forcing evacuations. Fires not in typically drier eastern Washington, but fires on the west side of the Cascades, which saw a record dry spell. Flash forward to early this morning as Eastside Fire and Rescue, Bothell, Shoreline, Vashon Island, and other departments gather to lend help to California. These departments all with experience in these interface fires. Their equipment is important and include four-wheel drive fire engines which can fight wildfire as well as fires in homes. Eastside Battalion Chief Dave McDaniel.
And it's amazing that how quickly the devastation, and I think that's what we've all talked about, is how quickly this has happened. Usually it builds up over a week or 2 weeks, but in a matter of a couple days, it's destroyed that much property.
And what they'll face will become lessons learned for us. These wildfires that become urban fires are not new, but at the scale we're seeing them tear through California, might be. I spoke with Gary Burnt from Ellensburg over the phone, a career state wildland firefighter. He now leads the Wildland Fire Advisory Committee in retirement.
And one of the members made a statement. It appears now that basically every wildland fire has a wildland-urban interface portion of it. It's going to be finding a way to create some fuel breaks that mitigate the impacts of when fires occur.
And that, he says, is going to be a huge job. Burnt fought fires for decades and says it used to be that a 1,000-acre fire was a big fire. These days, he says, that could be a spot fire coming off of a much larger fire.
So you went out with him into sort of diseased forests, which are always a factor in these, Glenn. Is that true across the nation?
We were, years ago, we went off near White Pass where there was bug-killed forest. We've done several stories on this over the years. It says there's 2.7 million acres of these trees that are, if they're not already brown from bug kill, they're about to. There's other diseases. He says that is a major fuel source for these kinds of fires.